Today we're going to take a look at the trial of Adam Montgomery, and this young lady here is his 5-year-old daughter, Harmony Montgomery. If you want to know more of what's going on in the trial of Adam Montgomery, please continue watching. And it's just so many questions that I have.
Memorial sign
makes it really
is on the route.
And I bet he would run after what he's done. The FBI is offering a reward. What was the order of events?
Never stop looking.
Police are now questioning a number of people.
I've said it once before and I'll say it again, especially in this video. Just because some people can have children does not mean that they always should. And I'm sure Crystal Sorry is regretting not knowing that sooner, that just because some people can have children does not mean that they always should, because little did she know a few years later, the man that she had a child with was going to be the one to turn her life and her child's life upside down. Now, I don't know all of the particulars surrounding the case of why Harmony was taken away from her mother and given full custody to her father, Adam, but I do think I remember reading that she had a substance abuse issue. And I'm thinking that maybe at the time her substance abuse issue was a lot worse than Adam's substance abuse issue. And so the court saw fit to give him custody. But little did they know, after giving him custody a few years later, he would be the one to end this poor child's life. And the conditions in which she lived up until the day she died is not something that a child should have to go through or witness. And I am of the belief that just because you as a parent fail to care for your child properly, or even a guardian fails to care for a child properly, children should not have to lead a hard life just because of the decisions that their guardians or parents may make. Although the situation was what it was at the time and the courts gave full custody to Adam, I know that some of those people, if not all of them, are now regretting their decision because of what we all now know. Although both her parents have or had a substance abuse issue, I do believe that Harmony should have been left in the care or custody of her mother, because now, knowing what we all know, she might have still been alive today. Because in 2019, after she was last spotted, she would never be seen again. What makes this case more heartbreaking is that although her uncle and her mother tried to fight to get her out of the home that she was living in with Adam, her father, and her stepmother, Kayla, they could not. And her uncle even went so far as to tell CPS and the police that he saw Harmony with a black eye, and Adam confessed to giving Harmony that black eye when he hit her. Also, according to Harmony's stepmother, Kayla Montgomery, Harmony, after she was struck for the final time, she sat or lay in the back seat groaning and making noises, and then the noises stopped. And that is when Adam proceeded to text one of his friends to ask them to rent a U-Haul so that he could move Harmony's body. But he also used that U-Haul to put things in, to throw things away. And I think all of those things were evidence that could have been used in the case, as well as a lot of things that had Harmony's DNA on it, like some of her clothing, hairbrush, or anything else. But unfortunately, he missed a toothbrush, a Trolls toothbrush that was pink, as well as a few other items when he was throwing things away. Adam was even recorded as saying, "I effed up, I really effed up," when the friend asked him about the U-Haul and why he might need it. And According to Kayla Montgomery, Harmony's stepmother, after Harmony died in the backseat of the car, Adam proceeded to take a duffel bag and fold Harmony up and put her inside of said duffel bag. And he kept her body with him or with them for 4 months. And he would do things like hide her in like the snow, so that the cold can slow decomp as well as keep down the odor of her decomposing body. And according to Kayla, she tried to stop Adam from hitting Harmony once, but when she put her hand up to stop him, she said he looked at her and there was rage in his eyes, and she thought that she might be next because he had hit her before or beat her before, so she didn't interfere when he was beating Harmony. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I can't even believe that this woman is saying that she tried to get this child some help, because if that were the case, she could have gotten help when she went into one of these places that they stopped at for her to use the restroom. And sometimes she even said that she would take herself and Harmony into these places together so that they could use the restroom while they were at these certain places like McDonald's or whatever have you. So I don't understand how she felt like she couldn't get help then, because she could have, and that might have saved Harmony's life. And she, as well as Adam, might not be on trial for murder right now, or I'll say she might not be on trial for murder, because yet again, he is a suspect in a 2008, I believe, case that involved a murder as well. But getting back to how Harmony was treated in her last days, Kayla even testified on the stand that many times Harmony would have to wear clothes like underwear, especially that had not been washed. So I'm thinking that maybe they let her underwear dry and then, air dry, and then they would make her wear them again, because she was prone to having accidents. And this is one of the reasons why her father would often beat her. And that is really sad, because to think about it, yes, a 5-year-old is potty trained, but a lot of times they cannot hold their bladder for a long time like adults can. And so they might have a few accidents here and there, and that's to be expected. But only a real caring and loving parent would know that, which Adam and Kayla are not. I hate to even think this, but I wonder if the accidents that Harmony was having when she would number two and urinate on herself, were they because she was being beaten all the time, or was it because she was being inappropriately touched, whether it be by her father or someone that her father knew, or even Kayla? Because let's face it, when you are an addict and you have drug addictions, a lot of times people who you buy these drugs from, they don't have good intentions anyway. So it seems possible to me that Harmony probably was abused in that way to pay off Kayla's debts as well as her father's debts. I mean, I hate to even think that, but at this point, anything is possible. I don't put anything past either of those two looking like Shrek and Princess Fiona. I just don't trust them. And I know this might sound a little creepy and a little far off, but I wonder if they were giving these children some drugs as well to keep them quiet, or even help Harmony fall asleep a lot of the time, so that they wouldn't be loud, or she wouldn't be crying or moaning and groaning because she was in pain from being beaten. Because I'm pretty sure this child probably had all kinds of injuries like broken ribs, concussion, any horrible injuries that you could think of that might lead to someone's death, especially a child. And let's face it, it doesn't take much for an adult to hit a child with their bare hand and that lead to their demise. It just doesn't, because think about it, a grown-up is much stronger than a 5-year-old would be. And just think, they were breathing the myth in when their parents, in the crack, when their parents were doing this stuff around them, because they were living in a car at some point. So that is a small enclosed space. So I can imagine the condition that their bodies were in, or that their bodies were going through, because their parents were basically pumping drugs into them unknowingly, or they probably just didn't care. And those are little tiny humans, so I'm pretty sure it didn't take much. So of course they probably were quiet, and they probably were asleep a lot of the time, so that they wouldn't or couldn't make noise. And I'll go even as far as to say, I wonder if the conversation between Kayla and Adam went something a little bit like, you know, I'm not her mother. Speaking of Harmony, I'm not her mother. I don't want anything to do with her. So they decided to basically end her life so they could only have the kids that they have together. If that's what happened, that is really insane and sick, that you would kill a child just so that you could fake this perfect family picture, which we all know now is anything far from perfect. Because let's face it, even though Adam cheated on his other girlfriend who died a little while ago with Kayla, he was probably cheating on Kayla with someone else. And I think he was, because there was a lady that asked them if they wanted to stay at her house so that they wouldn't be in the cold, because they were living in a car, and they refused. And I believe that was because Kayla probably felt jealous in some type of way, because this lady, Adam was spending a lot of time with this lady, so it would lead me to believe that he did cheat on her with this woman as well. And let's face it, I hope that Adam is getting everything that he deserves while he's locked up in jail or prison, wherever they have him at right now. I hope he's getting everything he deserves. And let me tell you, when I tell you drugs did a number on these two, oh boy, because Kayla looks different, drastically different from the time that she was arrested to now. She looks totally different, and so does he. I know I didn't mention cocaine in the list of drugs that I mentioned that they used, but in the words of the late Rick James, cocaine is a hell of a drug, and somebody should have told these two that, but obviously they didn't get the memo. But unfortunately, guys, that brings me to the end of today's video. If you liked today's video, please don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave me a comment down in the comment section below. And if you are not already subscribed, before you leave, please make sure that you subscribe, because it helps me out with videos like this. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.